Hi, g'day, Sam here from Trade to Prosper. Today is Saturday, the 15th of February. I'm going to look at the virtual token. We're going to look at the big picture and then justify the path that we'll likely take. We're also going to look for trading opportunities on a smaller time frame, and we're going to look at potential scenarios where, from the macro perspective as well as a small time perspective, for those trades that we are interested in. If things fall a line, great. If it doesn't, then we readjust and so on. But let's begin. Okay, here are our levels. We've got the weekly and the dailies. The dailies are really 3-day levels, just making some content or weight onto the candlesticks. Here we have our wave count. So we have a 1, 2, macro 3, 4, and a really extended 5. And on a smaller time frame, the pink represents wave 5 wave count, which hits a wave 3 and then pull back. So this is explained. The pullback, it's a 3 wave count at this point. We can probably look at, from an alleyway perspective, that this is complete. You see how it's going sideways. So I do expect price to break out, but the question is, would that be a wave 4? So if this is a wave 3, anywhere that this breaks out to could be a wave 4, and then we go for wave 5. So how are we going to trade this? We can look at this as a, from here to there is a wave 1, 2, strong move, wave 3, wave 4, and so we're looking for further lows. Now the question is, how much of an extended wave 5 is it going to be? The fact that this is a long wave, and then this is also a long wave, I expect not so much of an extended wave 5 from an alleyway perspective. As you can see, our levels of significance with the weekly, and let's begin by looking at this area and looking for the trades. So let's go to a small time frame. Actually, we could go in smaller than that. Alright, so what I've done here, as things took place, I got the VWAP from this pivot point, and you can see how that VWAP matched the weekly and therefore was a shorting position. In conjunction, we did the fixed range volume, and so we got our value area high, value area low, and point of control. So I'm expecting some support to come here. Now if price breaks through that, I expect lows to come down to this level and then potentially here. I'm favoring this level to be a level of support or further down. Now we'll look at that for a number of reasons as to why we're looking at that. So we're looking for what looks like a sideways ranging structure. Now the question is it going to be something like this? That could be a fake out, and it's a descending wedge. We don't have the puzzle yet, so that could be a nice breakout trade and an entry down there, and this for sure looks like a rising wedge. So if we just put that there, that's looking like a rising wedge and potentially a breakdown. So this could potentially go there, right? And that's more of a channel. And if we were to make it parallel, it might help us out as well. So if we do that, we might just get further down to this level here. So this breakdown of this rising wedge, which is justified as a wedge, because what we have is low from the lows to higher lows, and we're overlapping all the way through. So this is bearish in structure, because we're overlapping the high highs and the higher lows. So I was comfortable to short this. I came in late, I didn't get to look at that, but I still thought, all right, what I'll do is I'll leverage a small short, and once it breaks, I'm pretty confident that this will sweep the lows, or sweep that level there. So that's my approach to this one here, because a lot of it shows that we are a rising wedge, and a rising wedge, when it does break through, we look to the root area. So price came, found support, that's the base, and what it tends to do is we get the levels, 3 levels, and then potentially further down. I'm looking for further downs with the liquidity. So once it comes back up, if it regains that, we go for the long. And now you can see the corrective wave or accumulation. So we have a Wyckoff as well scenario where we have the double bottom and accumulation. That could be our spring and then up. Then we'll look for strong resistance here. We'll get a shakeout phase potentially and back up, and then I'm expecting further lows. We'll see how Bitcoin does as well. But that's my approach to this. Now let me look at what I've done before and just unhide them. Right, so we've got our levels. So we had liquidity right there, just above this weekly. So here we go. That was our liquidity. What we did was price come back up. You can take this as a function of a bullish structure. As you can see, that is a bullish structure. So we've got an A, B, and a C. So a 3-wave move to the upside, and I'm thinking potentially a 5-wave down. The VWAP from top, along with this weekly and this liquidity, made a perfect shorting position. Now we've got this value area high and value area low, as I said before. Now what we want to do is put Fibonacci in that area. So what we do is from top to bottom, from that top to that bottom, we've got a golden ratio, and you can see how it is a good golden ratio because it's showing that it's level of significance. So this is likely to come. I'm expecting it to get a bit of a bounce, but potentially if we break through it, more of a resistance, and that could be your shorting position once price comes down here. If it goes right through it, yeah, then I'll see a support, and that could be your resistance and back further down. And then we'll see if it's a Wyckoff structure formulating, and that could be a spring. And then I'll be looking for something of a failed auction type of scenario or a swing failure pattern, and then we can look for an entry. And then this seems to be more of a case of a complex correction, 5-way count. So what we have here, A, our B, our C, our D, E. I don't think that's going to be there. I think E could be further down. So our E move, and if you know Elliott wave patterns, we can have our E here, E there. We don't know, but I'm just expecting, depending on what Bitcoin does, range for a while. So E could be there, and you know, if you see a nice setup where we have a swing failure pattern on here, this is a nice level. I'd like to see price come down. If it comes down, swoops that low, and then regains that daily, then that's your entry to go long. So it breaks up, back testing, and then you should be able to go long, and that's when we might see a double top and then back down. That's one scenario. We can also look at the next scenario. Let me just hide that for a sec. Our next scenario, let's just put in our Fibonacci. Assuming that is the case, we could see, well, that is a neckline in this case, so we probably do that and further down. So you might look for an entry there. Previous history of resistance. This is our neckline at this point for this structure. It's a well-known pattern, and yeah, get a bounce. Look to short here. You might just go up and then look for shorting their position for further downs. This is a bearish structure of nature, so I'm looking for 2 levels of shorting. Got a short in already, late in the picture around here. So I'm still, then I'll just add to the leverage. So that's another scenario that I'm looking at. And let's see if we've got another Fibonacci here. Get rid of that. Let's see what this Fibonacci does. So we're doing the whole lot from that pivot point to that pivot point. We might just get that E here and just go sideways. It could do that. We just need to see a bullish type of scenario where it does a reversal structure. I'm not confident that that's going to happen, the 618 is there, so it does line up as a level of significance with these others too. So a double fib could make it go like that. Like I said, I'm still looking for shorter positions like that and further down. If that doesn't happen, what else can we do? We can look at this scenario, and does it match anything where this could be a level of support. And so I could see this happening where it keeps coming down, and this is our fib extension of 1, and that will be nice. But you need to get a bit of a strong candle like this for that entry. And yeah, it makes sense because it takes up that liquidity, and the structure is sound. Now the other structure I had, which is this, give us a sec. With my account, oops, we're gonna have that. That's how we go. So our A, B, C, D, E. This could be our A. That's our B. At times you get those double. B could still be that, one of these two. That could still be B. So C's there. We get a D, and because we've gone up, get maybe a resistance, or we just go straight through it, and then there'll be another opportunity to go long because that's got confluence. And so C could be the case where we go for a long. Anywhere below here, how to handle it? Well, you need to regain this level, and that could be a nice back test and then up, or it does an accumulation, refuses to go further down than this fib level, and then failed auction and back up. Those are my thoughts, and let's have a look at the bigger picture in that area. So when we look at it from a logarithmic perspective, you can see when we add our TPOs from this level, you can see the put of control. It hasn't been tapped yet. It's actually been tapped there, and so we've got this structure, and it's likely to find resistance along here. Definitely daily. This point of control is likely to be a major resistance as we're getting into it, and so we haven't reached our 618 level. Remember I was saying that this is potentially a 1, 2, a 3, 4, and a 5. So we're looking for this level as support potentially. So with this in mind, alt season still got, if this is an example that we use, alt season might take a while more, and so that could be could be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and wave 5, a diagonal ending type of structure, and then you get this corrective A, B, C type of scenario. So yeah, we are in the bear market for a lot of alts, and this is pretty much evident. I'm just pissed off that I didn't get to short it. But anyway, those are my opinions or my thoughts on how to approach this market and trade it. And I think a lot of it fits into the logic, making a lot of assumptions, but we have our key levels, and we're just going to keep a track of that and look for trades. And these will be posted on our forum. Anyway, please give me a like and share, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.
There you have it. Please give Sam a like, share, and subscribe to his channel to support him for doing more of these